Hello and welcome to today's episode of Fly to Freedom. Today I wanted to talk about excuses and randomly, very, very random reason why I chose this subject is because I'm somebody that walks around in bare feet a lot of the time. And that means my feet get horrible and just manky and hard, and I don't like my feet being like that. However, and this has got nothing to do with eating disorders, by the way, it's just a bit of a story as to why I chose the subject. I don't like my feet being all hard and horrible, but I hate my feet being touched. I really, really don't like it. And so I needed to go and have a pedicure to get my feet made not manky and nice and soft and all that. And I kept putting it off, and I kept making excuses as to why I couldn't go today. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have the pedicure. And this has been going on for about 3 weeks. I keep making excuses again and again and again. And I was thinking about, my feet are disgusting, I need to go and get this pedicure. And I started making more excuses to myself. And I realized that that is one of the biggest things in an eating disorder and in recovery, is that the excuses that we're constantly making to defend the eating disorder, to stay stuck, to not even start recovery. And so I have had the pedicure, by the way, had it done just now, just before I recorded this podcast. I said to myself, if I'm talking about excuses, I'm going to get the bloody thing done. And then there's no more excuses for me for the pedicure. So I have lovely, soft feet, nice pink nails, and I stopped the excuses. But the excuses we make to ourselves are constant. So I put out a reel on Instagram, which you may or may not have seen, about the excuses we tell ourselves and asking people what excuses they're telling themselves. And I've had literally hundreds. We are all full of crap, to be honest. I mean, just being blunt, we tell ourselves an absolute load of rubbish all the time, in order to defend the eating disorder, in order to not feel uncomfortable, in order to not face our fears. And whilst I completely understand that, and I did it myself so much in recovery, and obviously I'm still doing it myself, the things I don't want to do, things I don't enjoy, it doesn't take us to the place we want to be, or to become the person we want to become. So I thought I'd just go through some of these excuses and highlight how not true they are, how much we're deceiving ourselves. So the first one I've got is one I hear so much from my clients. I used myself. I don't need as much food as other people because my metabolism is slower. Well, yeah, your metabolism is slower. But why? Because you've eaten less food, because you've restricted, because your body, your incredibly smart and intelligent body, has had to slow down your metabolism, because you're not giving yourself enough food. Now, that slowness of the metabolism has saved your life. It has allowed your body to function with the essential functions needed to keep you alive. And number two, your body is so smart that this slow metabolism is temporary. And as soon as you start giving your body the nourishment she needs, then your metabolism starts to speed back up again and go back to normal. So that is just a big excuse, and it's not I mean, it's sort of true that your metabolism is slower, but it's not true that you don't need as much food. In actual fact, if you're in a restrictive eating disorder, you need more food because you have an energy deficit. And the next one, and I think I'd be surprised if anyone hasn't said this, is that I can't eat because I'm just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger forever. I am that one person that the normal rules don't apply. I'm different. Nobody's that special that the rules of being a human don't apply. Nobody's that special that they can't live as the rules of humanity dictate, that your body will reach her set point range and you will settle. Nobody gets bigger and bigger and bigger forever. So that's just coming from a place of fear. And the next one is one I very much believed, and I was very scared about it. Recovery means eating junk food, that I'm going to want to eat junk food all the time, and I want to be healthy. And we live in a society that tells us that so-called junk food is bad and whole foods are good. And in actual fact, all foods are good. All foods have nourishment for your body, for your mind, for your emotions. All food is helpful and all food will help you. And it's all to eating a balance. Now, when I first started recovery, I did eat a lot of so-called junk food because I had restricted it for so long. I literally hadn't allowed myself to have any for a really, really long time. And it was the thing I wanted more than anything. I'd craved more than anything because I'd restricted it. But now I eat a really balanced diet and I have all the foods I like. When I say all the foods I like, I don't eat fish because I don't like it. It doesn't like me. It makes me sick. But other than that, I eat pretty much anything. And I eat some really healthy foods. I eat some foods that have been categorized by society as unhealthy. And I listen to my body and I have whatever she tells me I need. And that will come in the form of, oh, I really fancy an apple right now, or I really fancy some chocolate right now. And so that eating junk food forever and ever isn't true. When you recover and learn to listen to your body, she will guide you to what you need to be properly nourished. And on that subject of like eating all the food you've restricted and everything, another excuse to not do that people say, if I eat what I want to eat, I'm going to end up with binge eating disorder. And I've heard this one so many times, especially when people go into extreme hunger. And extreme hunger and binge eating disorder are very, very different things. So when you are incredibly undernourished and you are craving food and you eat a lot of food, that is not binging. That is renourishing your body. That is restoring your weight. That's giving your body what she asks for. So surrender to what your body is asking for and just allow. Exercise is healthy. Yeah, I lived by that. I really, really, really struggled to stop exercise. And I told myself I had to exercise. Of course I had to exercise. Exercise is healthy. Even the government says we're supposed to do a certain amount of exercise every week. But exercise is only healthy if you're doing it in a healthy way, in a body that has the energy to do the exercise. And if you are compulsively exercising in a restrictive eating disorder, that is not healthy. that is damaging your body, that is damaging your mental health, your physical health, and it's not healthy. So whilst for the regular person who is not in a restrictive eating disorder, exercise is healthy, so long as it's not compulsive and it's coming from a place of feeling good. It is not healthy to exercise when you're in a restrictive eating disorder and you are not giving your body the energy she needs to heal. You are not giving your body the rest she needs to heal. And you're certainly not giving your body the energy to do the exercise. So whatever society says about exercise, it's only healthy when you are in a healthy place to do that exercise. Right, let me have a look at my list. What else have I got? Right, I feel in control, or I'm in control when I restrict, and eating is losing control. Are you really? Is restricting really in control, or is it giving the illusion of control? If you were really in control, wouldn't you be able to just eat when you wanted to without any fears or worries or guilt? Wouldn't you be living happily and freely and able to do whatever you wanted to do rather than abiding by the rules of an illness? It's not true. It's an illusion of control. And in actual fact, recovery is stepping into your power and taking back control. Another one is, I'm too fat to recover. I need to be sicker. I'm not like on death's door. I'm not needing to be emergency hospitalized. So therefore, I'm too fat to recover and I don't need to. This is not true. This is a big, big excuse. And if the eating disorder is affecting your life in a negative way and making you anxious and unable to engage in normal everyday life, then you do deserve to recover. You do not need to get sicker in order to recover. And I know that a lot of certainly in the UK, the NHS has huge waiting lists and only the very sickest seem to get seen quite quickly. So I do understand where that belief comes from, and I had the very same thing. But there are lots of resources. I mean, if you are fortunate enough to be able to invest in yourself for one-to-one coaching, then by all means give me a shout or find another coach and take those steps to recover. There's also always lots of resources for free, like this podcast. There's lots of other podcasts. There's lots of resources on Instagram. If you just Google eating disorder recovery resources, free resources, there is lots available. So just because the NHS have put you on a waiting list does not mean you need to wait. It does not mean that you can't take steps to help yourself right now. Okay. Right. What else have we got? Everyone else eats healthy, and this healthy food is better for me with more nutrients. Even though I know deep down that the pizza is what I'm craving rather than the salad or something. So this is still an eating disorder behavior. This is an orthorexic behavior, not allowing yourself to have what you want in place of having what you think you should have. And what you resist persists. So everything that you want, you'll still want, and you're not going to feel satisfied unless you have the things that you're craving, the things that you restrict. And those things, if you're not facing the fear of eating them, will always remain a fear food. And you don't want to be scared of food. So again, that is another excuse. So I'm just going to read through a few more of the excuses. I am gaining some weight, so I don't need to eat more. I don't need to increase. Then you're just staying stuck for longer, sweetheart. You're just dragging it out. You're just almost torturing yourself. If you're capable of increasing your food, then increase. Allow your body to do the healing. I'm not hungry, or I'm too tired to eat. It's too early in the day to eat. Or it's too late in the day to eat. I'm too busy to eat. I haven't moved enough to eat. These are all excuses that so many of us give ourselves. But realistically, if you are in recovery from a restrictive eating disorder, your body needs to learn to trust you. You need to show your body that she can trust you. So whether you are tired or not hungry, or it's early or it's late or you're busy, you still need to eat. Recovery needs to be your top priority, and you still need to have 3 meals, preferably 3 snacks a day, regardless of whether you're hungry or whether you're not, whether you're tired or whether you're not. I had to eat mechanically. I had no hunger signals for, I think it was about 5 months. And I never wanted to eat. I never wanted any of those meals, but I needed my body to be able to trust me. I needed to show her that the famine was over and the restriction was done. So you need to consistently, and consistency is such an important part of recovery. You need to consistently eat and keep eating 3 meals, 3 snacks every day, regardless of what is going on around you. Okay, what else have we got on here? Eating and digestive discomfort and IBS and all that sort of thing. So many excuses around that if I eat, my stomach's going to feel worse. If I eat, I'll be more bloated. If I eat, I'll have diarrhea. If I eat, I'm going to become more constipated. Honestly, I get it. I do get it. And I had so much digestive issues in recovery. And I think most people do, because our bodies have to relearn how to digest food properly, have to start producing the enzymes needed to digest the foods that we've restricted for so long. So, unfortunately, it's a part of recovery that most people suffer with and struggle with, and it's temporary, it will pass, but restricting and not eating because of the digestive issues is not allowing your body to relearn how to digest properly. It's not allowing your body the chance to start the digestion properly. I mean, literally for, I think it was over a month, everything I ate just went straight through me within minutes. And I was just sat on the toilet and I was just like, what is the point? It's like it's not even being digested, it's just being turned to liquid, and then I'm having diarrhea every time. But I had to continue. I had to keep eating, even though it was going straight through me, because my body had to start to learn how to digest, how to manage the food. So that is so temporary, and it does get better. And I know it sucks when you're in it, but I promise you, it does get better. So a couple I've had, which just make me so sad. The eating disorder unit said, I'm not going to recover, and that I can only ever get to a very low BMI. So perhaps they're right. Perhaps I'm not capable of recovery. Everybody can recover. It's hard. It's really hard. And it makes me so incredibly sad when professionals tell people that there is no hope for them, that they can't do it, because everybody can. And yeah, there's different levels for everybody, of course there is, and there's different damage done in our bodies from the restriction, from the years of self-abuse, but everybody can have a better life than they do within the eating disorder. And yes, we all need support. It is so hard to do. I couldn't have done it on my own. But you can do it. Reach out, ask for help, send me an email, send me a message. I'm here for you. And there is a better life than the one you're living, and you can get to it. So believe in yourself, and I believe in you. And the last one I'm going to talk about today is on that subject of the damage already done to our bodies in the eating disorder, the osteopenia, the osteoporosis, the damage that comes from years of restriction. And an excuse I've got on here, somebody sent me, is my body might not recover anyway. So is it really worth taking the chance? Is it really worth going through it? And the answer to that is 1,000,000% yes. It really, really is. Honestly, I have osteopenia from the years of restriction. I'm one of the lucky ones. I don't have full-blown osteoporosis. And I'm so grateful for that. But there is so many improvements that you can have in your life. The reduction of anxiety, the being able to be present, being able to go out with friends, go for a meal, not be continually feeling so isolated and scared. And honestly, it is worth every part of it, every step of recovery. That journey, the end result is worth it. I promise it is so much. My life is so different. In fact, I feel like the last couple of years is the first time I've truly lived my life. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. And it's why I do what I do, because I just want to help other people to experience how great it is being recovered. So just in closing, I invite you to become more aware of the excuses you're telling yourself and notice when you're doing it. And then just simply ask yourself, is this making this excuse and not taking the actions taking me closer or further away from the person I want to be? And when you ask yourself that question, you get the answer that will help take you towards the person you want to be. So I invite you all to just bring yourself to much more awareness and notice how many times, how often you're not doing the things you know you need to do to take you to the place that you want to be, to become the person you want to be. And just also you can ask yourself, is this decision something I can be proud of? Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Lots of love to you all. Thank you.